What is going on, YouTubers? G here from MJ Tech. Today coming here with the it came with this box inside of the crate. So let's see. I think these are the mirrors with some tools. I recommend using power tools instead to put this together. It's a lot faster. Let's see. Yep, these are the tools right here. A whole bunch of Allen. And it came with the manuals here. And apparently this is for different models as well. But hopefully you guys know how to use a motorcycle. I won't be needing these. Okay, so it came with these two bolts right here. These are size 6. And for this I have a socket style Allen driver with the impact tool, and this was for the crate for shipping. And it came here with 4 bolts, so you got the keys, and it came with these 4 bolts, in which they still are number 6. There you go. And now we hand insert the first screw, and we do the same thing here for the other one. And we are extremely lucky that it covered the scratches, otherwise I would have been a little bit upset. There we go. Let's do the same thing here for the other side. We got the first side done. There we go. Nice. Okay, now these are the size number, I think these are 5 Allen size bolts. And so these mirrors, they come with this rubber piece that needs to be hooked up. I already installed it here for the left side. By the way, they are labeled right here L, and the other one has the R for right. So this will be the left hand side mirror. This is a number 5 Allen socket, and the left side goes towards the left if you're looking at the bike from the front. So this is the left side. They are labeled here on the back side of the mirror itself. There we go. And now we do the right side. Same thing as with the left side. Simply put the screws with the nut, the locking nut, and that's it. And we pretty much got the bike assembled. All we have to do now is hook up the battery. I noticed that there's a terminal hanging from the back side, so I know the battery is not hooked up. So in order to get access to the battery, we had to remove this bolt to remove the side cover, because on the other side of this side cover we have a bolt for the seat, so that we can have access again to the battery. So we simply get this a little pull like so. And so if you look underneath here, that's where the bolt for the seat is. And now let's take this bolt out. There we go. Now we take out the cover. Okie dokes. I think that one actually broke, but we're gonna figure that out later. And now we simply take out the screw, and the seat should pop right off. Now we simply pull out the terminals. So this would be the negative, and this is the positive. Let's start with the negative. It came with these bolts and the little square nut. The square nut goes underneath the battery terminal. So let's say we start with the negative. We remove the cap, easy to do, and then we insert here the little nut, and here we have the screw. Now we put it on top like so, and then it'll eventually grab the nut underneath. So we first hand tight it like so, and now we grab the 10mm sockets earlier, and let's test it first. And it seems like we do have power here. Very cool. Before we change the oil, we simply add a little bit of gas. I just bought this. This is octane 89. Okay, we just added the gas. Let's see if it starts. It is in neutral. Whoa, that was fast. All right, it still has the Chinese oil on there, or what they call the shipping oil, in which we're gonna replace that very shortly. Just giving it a quick warm up here. That was a quick start, guys. This one has electronic fuel injection, which is actually the first that I've seen out there in terms of a sports bike. We have seen it more on the Hawk Enduro's style bike, like the all-terrain bikes. But this is the first Kawasaki Ninja style bike that comes with electronic fuel injection. Alright guys, so our next step here is to remove that Chinese factory oil. You don't want to run your bike for too long with that oil. I simply warmed it up. For that, you're gonna need a 17mm socket, and right underneath this area here, you're gonna find the bolt, which is this one here. And all you have to do is grab your socket, place it on there, apply some pressure, and it came loose. Now I believe that with your hands, you can simply remove the bolts. Be ready for some oil to spill on your hands. Simply get it all out, and boom. That's crappy oil. Like I said, you don't want to run your bike with that kind of oil. All right, we just let it drain. Give it a few seconds, and I would definitely recommend buying this from Amazon. It is a fully synthetic oil, 10W40. This stuff is really good from Royal Purple. They make great 2-cycle oil and 4-cycle oil. Okay, so after emptying that oil, now we can add the fresh oil. For the oil change, we just completed it, and it took the whole quart. Just so you guys know, right on the side here we have a little window, and all you have to leave is like a tiny little gap. Again, it takes just the whole quart. About 30 minutes have gone by. I went ahead and replaced the engine oil. Also added some air to the tires. They come deflated quite a bunch. They came with about 15 psi. The front I have it at 32 psi. The back I have it at 35 psi, and they can hold up to 36 psi. So let's go ahead and now cut these ties. All right, so here we go on for the first ride on the X Pro X24. Let's flick the switch. There we go. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but we have 0 miles. And there we go. Helmet on, but I did test with the bike that a little bit. I can see that the speedometer is way off. It seems like it's in kilometers, honestly. It said that I did 54 miles an hour on that little straight road, and I'm pretty sure it's about 30. So even though it says mph, I think it's in kilometers. Okay. Always happens when you're testing something. Alright guys, so we just filled up with gas. Now something I find a little bit hard with this bike, maybe because it is brand new, is that getting it into neutral, it's kind of tricky. So if you go down to first gear, then you try to go up slightly for neutral, but now it goes to second gear and then you got to keep playing for a little bit. I found out that it's a little bit easier if I do it with my bare hands, so that's what I did. So yes, we got this thing pretty much filled up. It took about I think it was $11–12 total, and I believe this is a 3.5 gallon tank, maybe a little more, but yes, that's what it took to fill up. So I'm assuming it is a 3.5 gallon. Let's go ahead and get it started here. There we go. It's a matter of getting used to it. Yeah, the clutch on this thing is quite sensitive. I know there's definitely something I'm doing wrong, that I keep stalling it. Maybe again I had to adjust the clutch on it. Hopefully that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, in terms of a bike, this is definitely a starter bike. I mean, you're not going to win any races with this thing, that's for sure. This is just a commuter bike to get to and from work. Nothing more than that. Traffic, and I'm pretty sure this thing can handle highway speeds at this point. Right now my lights are supposed to be turned on. Rear braking is pretty okay on this bike. Alrighty guys, so that is it for today's video on the X Pro X24. This is again the one with the electronic fuel injection, and maybe it's because the clutch needs to be adjusted. It is probably too sensitive. I had about 4 stalls in total, but I think that was just me trying to get used to the bike. Remember that it is my first ride, and it's been a while since I don't ride a manual bike, so just excuse me for that. But so far this seems to be a very decent bike for the money. I mean, less than $4,000 shipped to your door. I think you guys can't beat that, in the sense that this is a brand new bike. And something I forgot to mention is that this bike is not cooled by water or coolant, as we call it. This thing is air cooled, but it is still a very nice little bike. Of course, I'll be bringing a full review very shortly about this particular model. By the way, we do have a little compartment here in the back side. Just like with the Kawasaki Ninjas, there's a little keyhole down here, and if you flick this around, you have to keep it flicked. If I can get it, there we go. And this is what it looks like. This is where you keep your paperwork for the bike. It does come with some fuses as well, right here, so on and so forth. Build quality is definitely great. It doesn't feel Chinese at all, to be honest with you guys. I'll get that on in just a second. But yes, pretty cool bike. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this. See you later.